And tonight we bring you to Casita, Georgia for this Zaxby's Glenwood Game of the Week, as Glenwood is taking on Chattahoochee County down in Casita for this road contest. As Glenwood has already wrapped up the region, they will start area tournament play next Thursday against Beulah. They've already won the regular season title. They come in with a 23-20 record on the season, and they get ready to take on a team across from the river, Chattahoochee County, down in Casita, Georgia. How's everybody doing? Richard Holdridge here on the broadcast. Back in Casita. It's been a while. It's been about 10 months. But we're always excited about coming here, and just want to thank the athletic administration and the school board here at Chattahoochee County for allowing us to live stream this contest. And we are hoping that we can expand, and it could be a very good working relationship with Chattahoochee County. As I was looking at the basketball schedule already, and they are playing a lot of Muskogee County teams. So there's opportunities here to live stream Chatco Sports. And we got a pretty decent crowd. It was senior night. They honored several seniors for Chattahoochee County, including the captain, Letitia Wright. And they are taking on the Glenwood Gators from the AHSAA. It made the playoffs last year, and they're looking to make the playoffs this season. The top leader with a little over 2.1 kills per set, Malia West Sanchez. We had a chance to see her in the Border Wars. Of course, they are led by their senior captain, the libero. She's wearing the white jersey. That's Emerson White. Hallie Palmore, who came back from that injury in basketball in the beginning of the season last year, is back fully healthy, and we expect to see a lot of her as well. And then we're going to see a lot of Maddie Moody up front. Claire Hargrove, see her dad, Wes Hargrove, there working the score table. And we really appreciate the fans that made it down to Casita from Glenwood. I mean, it's about a 40-minute drive, but they made the way down and went right past Fort Benning and made that turn, and here we are in Casita, Georgia. A lot of students that go here are stationed, their parents are stationed at Fort Benning, as that is part of the Chattahoochee County school system. And the middle school is here as well. And I know that our hearts and minds are on the entire Chattahoochee County community with the sudden passing of the football coach, Mike Nash. And my heart goes out to his family and the entire Chattahoochee County community, as they will be having a candlelight vigil at the campus tomorrow. And I know that we are thinking about the whole community. We have got about a minute and a half left for their warm-ups. And then we'll get ready to start this one. We're going to go ahead and step aside, take a break, and when we come back, it's volleyball time down in Casita, as it's the Zaxby's Glenwood Game of the Week on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live wants to say thank you to Zaxby's for their continued partnership with us for over the last couple of years since we started this. Your partnership has meant the world for us to give you premier coverage for all the local sporting events around the Chattahoochee Valley area. And specifically, I want to thank Judson Humphreys, my good friend, and the Phoenix City location, being with us from the very beginning, man.
Absolutely. Well, we just appreciate what y'all do in the community for these student athletes, and we just want to be a part of it.
Whether it's tailgating, parties, or you just want a quick bite to eat, come to the Phoenix City Zaxby's location and tell them Georgia Alabama Sports Live and Thrift sent you. Thank you again to Judson Humphreys and Zaxby's for our continued partnership on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Houlihan serves fresh, handcrafted dishes made just the way you like them. Juicy burgers, sizzling steaks, crisp salads, and shareable appetizers set the table for every appetite. Relax with friends, celebrate special moments, or enjoy a casual night out. Hula Hands delivers great food, great drinks, and great times, with 2 locations in Columbus, downtown at the Marriott Hotel and on Sidney Simons Boulevard at the Doubletree Hotel.
And welcome back to Chatco. Glenwood is starting their warm-ups now. As this was part of senior night for Chatco. Ran into Coach Glenn of the Chatco Boys Panthers team. Excited about their team coming back this year. Saw the schedule. They got some intriguing matchups, including against Glenwood. And looking forward to seeing their all-region player. He won Region Player of the Year last year, Champ Simpson. As in this gymnasium, he put on a show against Marion County as we live streamed that game on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. He had many memories last year, including a buzzer beater against Glenwood in the Border Wars. And I know that the Chatco Panthers are excited about the upcoming season. As talking to Coach Glenn, he's really been impressed with how they've been playing in the CB Hoops Perfect Practice Fall League. And we are excited about Chattahoochee County Panthers and Lady Panthers basketball. As this place does have a special place in my heart, and I enjoy coming down here every chance I get. And by the way, the football team, I know with everything going on, they've won 2 straight. They beat Marion County and they beat Central Talbotton, and they are currently 3-4 on the season. But I know it's just more than football. The community is truly hurting right now, and our hearts go out to them. Some of the front line players for Glenwood to watch out for: Maddie Moody, Caroline Brazil, Michaela West, Malia West Sanchez, how about Rory Dunbar leading the team in percentage of hitting. And, of course, Emerson White leading the team with 2.5 digs per set. Haley Palmore, 2.6 digs per set. And then the serving aces, Rory Dunbar. She's got 42 of them. Hallie Palmore with 17 and Carson Barker with 13. Rory Dunbar leads the team in assists, and then Malia West Sanchez has got 103 kills. What about that? Very impressive stats for a Glenwood team that comes in with a 23-20 record. They had a tournament over the weekend where they were taking on some 7A schools in Alabama, to include Thompson, Fairhope, and Baker. Yeah, that's a list of who's who in 7A. Of course, they actually played Central this year. They've played Smith Station. Coach Strength has really got a good schedule for Glenwood, as she did last season. And they are your area champs. Going to take on Beulah next Thursday in the area tournament. We'll have that game for you on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We want to thank our sponsors: Coca-Cola, the Houston Clinic, Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC, and Kinetic Credit Union. I said the Houston Clinic. I did. Also, this first set is sponsored by State Farm. Carol Purdue, who has served the Phoenix City area for more than 14 years. Whether auto, life, home, State Farm, Carol Purdue has got you covered. She's been there since the beginning and has been a proud supporter of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We're talking, she was supporting Georgia Alabama Sports Live when Thrift was shooting games off his phone before Georgia Alabama Sports Live was even a company. That's how long it has been. I'm just kidding. She's been since the beginning. Georgia Alabama Sports Live has been a company for about 2.5 years. All right, the talk is over. The fans have already gotten their concessions, and they're sitting down and probably watching this on their phones. It's time to play some volleyball here in Casita. For those of you who have never been to Casita or haven't driven through it, I recommend Ranger Burger. That's a pretty good place. As they are talking about the passing of the football coach, Mike Nash. We'll go ahead and have a moment of silence. Here we go, the traditional shaking of the hands right at the net. Chaco wearing their white jerseys with the black shorts. Glenwood wearing their black jerseys. The orange trimming. I don't see yep, there is a libero. My bad. The libero is wearing, it's Kaya Anders wearing the black jersey for Chaco. Emerson White is the libero for Glenwood, number 2. We've got the corner judges with the red flags. And we are ready to play some volleyball. Finally, the JV team played earlier, and then they had senior night. We're ready to go. All right, here we go. Back to serve for Chaco is Lily Tim. As we get this game underway here in the first set. And we are underway here at Chaco. Nice bump. Sets up the back line, the libero. Good bump. Setting it up and slamming it down. That was number 10, Peyton Slocum. And Glenwood takes the 1-0 lead. And on to serve is Rory Dunbar. Bump. The spike. Too far. That was Letitia Wright, the captain, that was trying to place it where they weren't. Dunbar just quick serve right there. And Dunbar gets credit for the ace. So far, so good for Glenwood. Going to play GHSA rules where they only play 2 sets in the GHSA. Slamming it and trying to dig it was right, and Glenwood gets the point. Dunbar with 3 straight points so far. Nice bump. Got to get it over. And does. The bump. Dunbar. Palmore. Palmore slamming it down. Glenwood now leads 5-0. Got to get it. That's going to be tough, but was able to get it to the back line. A good save there by Hargrove. Goes into the net, and Chaco ends up coming up with a point. Don't forget, tomorrow we've got the Region 1 Class 2A Area Region Tournament. It's Columbus taking on Shaw. Shaw got the upset win over Kendrick. Kendrick still making the playoffs, but Shaw is going to play Columbus tomorrow, 6:30, and we'll have that at Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Good save. Got to get it over, and she does. The bump by Brazil. Brazil, good block by number 22, Nani Canales, but Glenwood comes up with the point. Back to serve is Carson Barker. Getting it over. The bump. Emerson White with a bump. And that goes out of bounds. Chaco 8-10, 7-3 in the region. Their last game, they lost to Taylor County, a region game. Good save, the spike. That one is laid high. Dunbar. Palmore, the block deflected, out of bounds. It's now 8-2. And Emerson White on to serve. Emerson White with the ace. How about that? Back-to-back aces for Emerson White, the multi-sport senior who is well remembered for hitting a big shot in the fourth quarter 2 years ago as a sophomore. Their last year in the AISA, winning the basketball championship, and her dad just happened to be on the call with me on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. What a great moment. And, yeah, I always bring it up every time Emerson White's playing a sporting event on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. What a move there by Glenwood. Because I don't call Glenwood games that often. But I know that the whole White family does appreciate what we do. Called her brother's football games. Now he's over at Huntington College. The bump by Wright. Setting up Dunbar. How about that by Brazil? But that's going to be Chaco getting the points. It's now 11-3. And the libero, Nani Canales, is going to serve for Chaco. Deep one. Palmore trying to save it. You got to get to it. How about the point there for Hallie Palmore? And it's 12-3. Don't forget, this first period is brought to you by State Farm Carroll Purdue. Been a proud supporter of Georgia Alabama Sports Live for the very beginning. It's now 13-3. Got to go to 25. And Hallie Palmore is going to be on to serve for Glenwood. Trying to set it up right. Oh, what a point there by the captain. Letitia Wright getting it through, and Chaco comes up with the point, and now Wright's going to serve. On a line drive there. The bump by Barker. How about the slam by Maddie Moody? It's a little zip on that one. Yeah, back to serve will be Claire Hargrove. There's the bump there by Tim. Good block there by Maddie Moody. Hargrove still serving. Hargrove with the ace. Just a reminder, set number one is brought to you by State Farm Carroll Purdue. Hargrove, line drive, back-to-back aces for Hargrove. It's 18-4. I know that Coach Kayla Strength has got to be happy about that one. Hargrove. Back line, Wiley. Slamming it, but out of bounds. That was Ariana Ruiz. Glenwood ends up getting the point. Hargrove's on a little bit of a roll here. And that goes into the net. It's now 20-4. Chaco getting it over. Bump. Slamming it. It's too far. That was Malia West Sanchez. Chaco gets the point, and they will have the serve. In the libero, Kaya Anders actually going to take a seat on the bench. This is Zaitasha Staples on to serve for Chattahoochee County. Dunbar. Slamming it by Maddie Moody, but that one is too high. It's now 20-6. Letitia Wright, one of the seniors that was honored today on senior night. Emerson White with a bump. Moody. And then slamming it is Malia West Sanchez for the point, and it's now 21-6. Georgia Alabama Sports Live, like the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're live here at Chattahoochee County in Georgia. This is a good serve there by Maddie Moody, and the ace by Moody, and it's now 22-6. Maddie Moody, second on the team with kills per set. And that one's too high. Chaco gets the point, and they will get the serve. The junior, Palmore had to dig for that one low on the ground. Good job there by Palmore. Dunbar getting it over as Sanchez. Protecting that front line. Now it's going to go to the back line. Harg over the bump. Dunbar. Sanchez slamming it down for the point, and Glenwood 2 points away from taking the first set. And on to serve is going to be Rory Dunbar, the 5'9 junior. And that's too far. Brought to you by State Farm Carroll Purdue, who's been a proud supporter of Georgia Alabama Sports Live since the very beginning. And Glenwood takes the first set. Glenwood wins 25-8. We're going to go and take a break, and we'll get ready for set number 2 here. Live from Casita, it's Glenwood, Chaco on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Back after this.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live wants to say thank you to Zaxby's for their continued partnership with us for over the last couple years since we started this. Your partnership has meant the world for us to give you premier coverage for all the local sporting events around the Chattahoochee Valley area. And specifically, I want to thank Judson Humphreys, my good friend, and the Phoenix City location, being with us from the very beginning, man.
Absolutely. Well, we just appreciate what y'all do in the community for these student athletes, and we just want to be a part of it.
Whether it's tailgating, parties, or you just want a quick bite to eat, come to the Phoenix City Zaxby's location and tell them Georgia Alabama Sports Live and Thrift sent you. Thank you again to Judson Humphreys and Zaxby's for our continued partnership on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Vision's morning show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Vision's morning show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Vision's morning show, and download the Sports Vision's radio app right now in your app store today.
We are the only live and local sports talk show in East Alabama, West Central Georgia. Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
Welcome back to Chaco, live here at Casita, Georgia, just outside of the base of Fort Benning and approximately 30 minutes south of Columbus. It's the Zaxby's Glenwood game of the week, and Glenwood is on the road, taking on Chattahoochee County in this non-region contest as they get ready for area tournament play next week. Undefeated in the area, taking on Beulah. By the way, looking at the banner, the Chaco volleyball team made playoff appearances in 07, 09, 14, and 8. And Glenwood takes the first point. Rory Dunbar on to serve. The bump by Ruiz. Getting it over is Tim. Dunbar sets and slamming it down. The newcomer on the team, number 5, trying to figure out who that is. Maybe somebody that was brought up from the JV team. I'll make sure to get that from Coach Strength. And an ace for Dunbar. And that goes into the net. And back to serve is the junior Lily Tim. Good recovery. Getting it over Brazil or Barnes. Oh, what a play there. Trying to get her name. And she checks out, but that looks like a bright star that could see a lot of playing time in the future. Bump by Wright. Point, Glenwood. Very impressed with the fan support here for Glenwood making the trip. See a lot of orange in the building. And that will be Chaco's point. On to serve is Ariana Ruiz, the junior. White with a bump. Dunbar. Tipped. Trying to get it over. Great job there by Carrington Slocum. And it's now 6-2. And here comes the libero, Emerson White, on to serve. Three-sport athlete, also named Miss Glenwood. Right. Blocks it. Point, Chaco. What a play by Laisha Wright, the senior captain. Now the libero, Kaya Anders, who's only a freshman, will be on to serve. It looks like Chaco is going to make the playoffs this year. They play in the Class Division II 1A. Trying to save it. Getting it over and getting it in was Carrington Slocum again for another point for Glenwood. It's now 7-3. And Slocum to serve. Slocum with the ace. So we got Carrington Slocum, the sophomore, Peyton Slocum, the freshman. I know that there was an Olivia Slocum on the team 2 years ago, on the basketball team. And I believe she played volleyball too. As that goes into the net, it's 8-4. And on to serve now is Nani Canales, another one of those seniors that was honored at senior night. That one is in. Canales with the ace. It's now 8-5. Dunbar sets, spiking it. Who's that, Cameron Thompson? Dunbar to serve. Dunbar with the ace. Now 10-5, Glenwood. And the point going to the Lady Gators, 11-5. So, apologize for that. The number 5 is Michaela McVeigh. And I think number 6 is Cameron Thompson. So I do have the official roster. Coach Kayla Strength, led by her assistant coach, Gracie Schur, who teaches PE at Glenwood. Wright hits that one in the net, and it is 13-6. And that is out. It's now 13-7. Emerson White going to check back into the game. And apologize once again. Michaela McVeigh was a senior last year who wore number 5. Still don't know who number 5 is. I pulled the roster from last year. And back to serve is Shia Baker, another freshman. Nice dig. Glenwood gets the point. It's now 14-8. This volleyball match is brought to you by Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC, Kinetic Credit Union, Coca-Cola, and the Houston Clinic. Ace for Rory Dunbar. Don't forget, the Houlihan's highlight of the week. Go out and vote. I believe the deadline is today. I think you got to like a certain time to vote. Emerson White sets. And that goes into the net. Chaco comes up with the point. Last time we saw Glenwood in action, it was Border Wars. It was a couple weeks ago, and that was a great success. To see teams like Columbus, Pacelli, Calvary, Opelika, Northside Methodist. Well, we got a pretty good rally here. And some miscommunication, and Glenwood gets the point. Katie Corbett comes into the game. And Corbett is going to serve. What a line drive and an ace by Corbett. That went just above the net. It might have been inches above the net. Wright gets it over. Good dig there by Emerson White. And that goes out of play, 17-10. Ariana Ruiz now to serve for Chaco. White saving it. Moody. Slocum. High in the air. Wright gets it in. Chaco now trails 17-11. Ruiz is going to continue this momentum. Ruiz with the ace. And she hears it from the Chaco crowd. And Glenwood lets it go. And back to serve, Emerson White. The bump by Tim. Wright gets it over. White with a bump. Dunbar sets. And slamming it down is Cameron Thompson. It's 19-12. Bump. Trying to save it was the libero, Anders. And Glenwood gets the point. Got to go get it and get it over, and they do. Are they saying that was an illegal hit? Yes, they did. It's now 21-12. Good dig. Glenwood coming up with the point. Now 22-12. Emerson White with the ace. And here we go. Back-to-back aces for Emerson White. And this is match point. Remember, they played 2 sets in the GHSA, and correct me if I'm wrong. The bump by the libero, Anders. Wright slams it into the net. And Glenwood wins this one. They win it in 2 sets. They go to 24-20. Hold up everywhere. Hold up. I think that they're going to play a 3rd set. And the GHSA official trying to pull out the rule book because GHSA, I'm looking at the schedule, GHSA teams only play 2 sets. So we'll try to get some clarification. There's no signs of them shaking hands yet. Looks like we will play a third set. Definitely going to have to clarify the rules. Maybe because Glenwood is an AHSA A team that they're going to go ahead and play a third set. All right, we'll take a break.
Are you looking for a powerful new Chevrolet or GMC truck and a great deal? Check them out side by side at Glenn Smith in Opelika. Take your choice of new Chevrolet and GMC 1500 trucks discounted up to $12,000 off. Chevy and GMC heavy-duty trucks discounted up to $7,000 off. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika, Alabama. Get ready to smile.
All right, welcome back here to Chaco. It looks like they are going to play a third set. Thought Glenwood won this because they normally play 2 sets in the GHSA. And I'd like to get some clarity on this. And also, when I get home, I'm going to pull out the rule book to find out when on special occasions do they play 3 sets. I'd like to know. Inquiring minds would like to know. Here's Rory Dunbar on to serve, and that's out of bounds. On to serve is Ruiz. And that's net interference by Chaco. Glenwood gets the point. Caroline Brazil coming in. We're about to come in. Claire Hargrove coming in. Claire Hargrove's going to serve. Hargrove with the bump. Dunbar. Slamming it. Good dig there by Reeves. Oh, what a dig by Hargrove. How about that? Got to save it. Got to get it in. Good job getting it over. White sets. Spiking it. Good dig. Anders. Getting it over is Mooney. Dunbar. What a rally. What a block by Wright. Chaco fighting. Anders. Wright gets it over. Dunbar. Good play there by Ruiz. What a rally. White, the bump. What a backwards bump by Hargrove to get the point. A very well point earned for Glenwood. Hargrove on to serve. It's high in the air. Sets Tim right. Good dig by Hargrove. Dunbar. And that's going to be in for Caroline Brazil. It's 4-1. And Hargrove will continue to serve. The bump by Canales. Dunbar sets. Spiking it too far. And the libero, Kyla Anders, on to serve for Chatco. The bump. Dunbar. Brazil. Out of bounds. And that goes into the net. Dunbar. Brazil gets the point. It's 6-3. Gotta get over, and they do. Dunbar sets. Getting it over is Slocum. What a save. There's a save. Brazil out of bounds. Emerson White checks back into the game. White with a bump. Dunbar. Slamming it down. Here's Maddie Moody. Now Slocum on to serve. Sets. Getting it over is Ruiz. Brazil, good block. Brazil, back line, that's in. What a play there by Brazil to get the point. It's 8-4. And that's out of bounds. We're live here in Casita, Georgia. Glenwood on the road against Chatco in the Zaxby's Glenwood Game of the Week. Laisha Wright's serve as goes out of bounds. And not to knock on wood or anything, but we haven't called any timeouts, which is very rare in volleyball. Katie Corbett on to serve, and that's out of bounds. It's very rare not to call any timeouts. Slamming it and getting it. Getting while the get is good. It's 10-6. And the libero, Emerson White on to serve. Got to get that one. Got to get it over, and she does. Ruiz, Dunbar. Too high, too far. And back to serve is Lily Tim. Nice dig by Dunbar. Dunbar over as Slocum. And letting that one go, and that's a smart play. Rory Dunbar on to serve. Glenwood will host Beulah next week in the area tournament. It goes out of play. Glenwood 23-20 on the season, has played a tough schedule. Played a lot of 7A opponents. They've played 4A opponents here in the GHSA, like Northside and Harris County. Right with a bump. Good play by Dunbar. And slamming it because that was deflected. That's going to be a point for Glenwood. We got some more subs coming in. Hargrove on to serve. There's the bump. Anders with the bump. Hargrove. Dunbar. Brazil. Good dig there by Anders, but Glenwood comes up with the point. This broadcast is brought to you by Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC, Kinetic Credit Union, Coca-Cola, and the Houston Clinic. Hargrove with the serve. Anders goes out of bounds. Hargrove. And smartly, Chaco lets that one go. And the libero, Kaya Anders, on to serve for the Lady Panthers. And it goes into the net. We got Maddie Moody checking back into the game. Emerson White checks out. Coach Strength trying to get a fresh rotation of players in there. Under Coach Dusty Purdue, as that is out of play. And Coach Purdue's got some members of his basketball team that's on the volleyball team here. Recognize several names. Wright gets it over. Hargrove, the bump. And Moody. How about that play by Maddie Moody? It's now 16-11. One out. They won the first two sets. Wright gets it over. White with a bump. Brazil. How about that one? Caroline Brazil. And that one goes into the net. And that goes out of bounds. It's now 18-12. And an ace. About that ace for Katie Corbett. It's now 19-12. Corbett on to serve. Trying to play it was Baker. Oh, what about that block? How about that? 20-12. Right with a bump. And just nobody was there to get it. It was just a bad angle. Glenwood now leads 21-12. And Chaco lets that one go. And on to serve is Shia Baker, the freshman. Nice dig. And that's in. It's a great dig by Slocum. And trying to finish this one out is Emerson White, with her team leading 22-13 here in the third set. Two points away. Line drive. Trying to get it. And nobody's going to get to that one. That's an ace for Emerson White. And now match point coming up for Glenwood. We got a line drive. That's in. Glenwood wins. What a play. The ace by Emerson White. That was right on the line, and that's how this one ends. And yes, we played 3 sets. It was a great match. We're going to have to come up with an Alex Quinney All-State Player of the Game, and I couldn't think of anybody except, how about Caroline Brazil? She was fantastic on that front line with many kills. But it was a team effort. Glenwood goes to 24-20 on the season. And then they make that 40-minute drive back to Phoenix City. Happy getting a road victory here in Casita tonight. Well, enjoyed my time here in Casita. It's been fun. For Richard Holdridge, saying so long. Here from Chaco, once again, Glenwood defeats Chaco in 3 sets. And they get ready for that matchup against Beulah in the area tournament next week. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next time on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.